Okay guys, fourth episode of Politifact check, and we're going to get into it real quick. So, Bernie Sanders is today, and he had a total of 24 quotes, 17 of which were true, 71%, and 7 of which were false, 29%. So the true quote Bernie provided was, the United States spends, quote, almost 3 times per capita what they spend in the UK, end quote, on healthcare, and, quote, 50% more than in France, end quote. So did some research. I mean, it's obviously true. Politifact check is pretty solid. But per capita, the United States spends $8,713 total dollars per capita, again, on healthcare. On public health care, that is $4,197. On private, that is $4,515. Now in the UK, they spend on total healthcare $3,234 per capita. On public, $2,802, and on private, $561. So the big gap here is the private healthcare, and even their public healthcare is better, but it costs less. I don't understand that, but you know. So in France, the total amount of money spent per capita on healthcare is $4,123. For public, it is $3,247, and private, $876. So again, the private healthcare costs are much less than they are in the United States. Okay, so now it's the false quote. Quote, we spend at almost twice as much per capita on healthcare as do the people of any other country. So, when did this? In 2007, this is the research, in 2007, the U.S. led healthcare spending in the world with $7,167 per capita, followed by Norway with $4,579, and then Switzerland in third with $4,568 in total. Now, more recent data, so that is not twice per capita of those two countries. Now, in more recent data, the U.S. has spent, like I said before, $8,713. Norway spent $6,325, and Switzerland spent $5,862. Now, went into it more. If Senator Sanders had said the average spent on healthcare per capita in developed nations and in developed countries, if he said average was twice America's, okay, if he said that America's spending on healthcare per capita was twice as much as the average of every other developed country in the world, then yes, this is a true statement. Now, was it just like that he didn't say average, or was it that he simply wanted to persuade people even further to make it seem even more drastic? I don't know. I don't know what he is thinking. But if I would guess, I'm assuming he just fumbled his words, because that is his main thing, healthcare and Medicare system for all, Medicaid, everything. But I'd like to point out that I just think it's kind of funny because Bernie's percentages of quotes that are correct, or quotes that are true and false, are almost perfectly flipped of Donald Trump's. Donald Trump had 72% false and 28% true. Bernie has 71% true and 29% false. So it's literally flipped. come on, guys. We gotta stop doing this. Don't support Trump anymore. Like, it's getting old. And he is close in second with the highest percentage, which quotes Hillary had the highest percentage with 26 total quotes that are true, or 76%. Now, more about Bernie. So Bernie Sanders is arguably the most progressive and best candidate for the Democratic candidate. And the fact that he does say things that are false, he does say things that aren't true, just continues to prove the fact that even if some of his quotes are false, even if some of the things he says are false, it doesn't mean that the things that he's trying to implement, the laws and the Medicaid and the Medicare and the universities or college free plans and everything like that, doesn't mean that those things are bad. It means that the way he articulates things, the way he says things, may not be factually correct. Because saying that America spends twice per capita not being true is counteracted by the fact that saying America spends almost 3 times as much as Great Britain and 50% more than France on healthcare. They're counteracted. That's why I chose these quotes, because they directly relate to each other. One is false, one is true, but they're both on the same topic. So Bernie does not intentionally lie. It's quite obvious that he doesn't intend to give false statements. And I urge anyone who is able to vote to research Bernie Sanders. If you do not like his ideas, if you don't like his ideology or anything he says or what he wants to implement, that's fine. I just want people who watch this video to go, if you're able to vote, research Bernie Sanders, see his policies, see his consistency throughout his career as a senator, as a mayor, as a governor. And I guarantee you will be impressed.